College Hill, child. We up in here. We're a little late, but hey, we are up in here. Um, I forgot to clean off my glasses. But anyway, y'all saw what happened on the episode with Amber versus She-Hulk, Jocelyn Hernandez. Y'all think they're gonna put him out of school? I wonder what's gonna happen. They didn't even show the fight. Ooh. Child, BET, what's going on? Why y'all didn't show the fight? It's not that big of a deal at this point. Most people are signed up for Zeus anyway. So it's just like showing us fights and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, well, what are we missing exactly? Obviously, the fights will never last long. It's 1-2, if that. And it's broke up. It's just a bunch of grabbing and hair pulling. And then that's it. Craziness. But let's start at the beginning, okay? So first we have, looking down on my notes, we have Parker, Iman, and Jocelyn. They're talking, the night before, Amber and Quay had got into it because Quay was sticking up for Amber against Jocelyn when it came to like the ox court situation. Jocelyn did not want Amber to have the ox court because Amber likes to play rock music against all these colored people. And Jocelyn wanted to hear whatever she wanted to hear. I guess her own music probably that nobody wanted to hear. I know I wouldn't want to hear it. But, it was a situation like that. And then Quay, I guess, was standing up for Amber. Then, Quay and Amber got into it because she says that she don't care and she don't care nothing about Jocelyn. So she just let Jocelyn be Jocelyn, blah, blah, blah. And so there you go. So Amber ended up staying in Iman's room for the night because, she wants to hear her own thoughts and own opinions out loud and wants to be proven right. And if somebody comes at her in a way that she deems as combative or aggressive, then she shuts down and she don't want to deal with nothing. And, she's ready to, go on the roof and take a dive. So, Quay, he's talking to Amber and they're friends and, they ended up letting it go or whatever. But Iman and them is talking. Iman feels like Quay should have never inserted himself in females' business and that kind of stuff. And Quay felt like people should have had his back or said something. I don't really care, but I agree and don't agree. When men say certain things like that, a man shouldn't insert himself in certain business and female business and all that. So I agree, but I don't agree when it comes to that. It just depends on the situation. It depends on the context because some things are not certain conversations are not female conversations or female issues. It's people, male and female. So yeah, but dudes don't care nothing about nothing really. So, hey. But anyway, we moved on from that. Let me see. So we went on to this whole scary thing. It's Amber's favorite holiday, which is Halloween. They are, preparing for that. She dressed up as Eminem. New York was a school ghoul, Iman was a man with a mask on. Orion was grouped, or he was a tree, a bush. He looked like grass that was just mowed, and he put it on a suit. It looked so hot, and everything was covered. His head, his face, everything. The only thing that was out was his feet. I couldn't be bothered because I'm a sweater, and less clothes is the best for me. I don't like the summer. But the summer is a good time for me because I don't have to wear clothes. I can just let these things breathe and go on about my business because I be sweating most of the time. Anyway, so New York, she goes on about this whole spooky thing with the pictures that's hung up. Apparently, she's been having nightmares. Quay has been having nightmares and Amber Rose have been having nightmares. Y'all know they all stay in the same room. And so apparently they've been having visions of people running up and down the steps, and Orion coming in, and people coming in to use the bathroom, but they haven't been doing that. So they showed a scene with them sleep over in the night, child. They heard a knock on the balcony door. They're upstairs, and they made a whole thing. Ray J came. He's supposed to be the Ghostbuster. I'm like, my God, y'all got Ray J saving y'all then. I probably have better luck at trying to fight this ghost my damn self, I tell you. But apparently with Ray J's presence there, the ghost no longer bothered them. So I'm assuming Ray J is touched by an angel. So moving on from that, we get to the civil rights class, which Amber says is her favorite class. And somebody else said, I think that's her favorite class. No, I think it was just Amber. And, I'm not shocked that that's her favorite class. It's a very informative class. I'll say that. But anyway, the professor, he gets to talking about like segregation and certain things that have went down and stuff. And he said, back in the day, when they were thinking about integrating the schools, having the black and white kids go to school together, which my mom, the first year she went into high school was the first year they actually integrated the schools. She said it was hell, child. She said they had a black prom king and queen and a white prom king and queen. She said they used to write N-words all over the bathroom walls and stuff. She said it was something else, but I can only imagine. The kids of today have no idea. I don't even know. It's just racism is transferred and formed now into different areas. It's different things. It's not as overt. It's not as in your face. It's not as upfront. It's subdued. It's sneaky stuff. Subtle and stuff that be going down. But anyway. So anyway, the professor he spoke about the fact that black people had a choice back then to decide to continue to keep the schools segregated or to integrate them, and he asked their opinion on it. New York said she felt like it wasn't right to do this to segregate the schools. Ray J, he said that they should definitely still integrate the schools. Because he felt like even if it's just one or two black people there, that's a change. They would wake up. I'm just saying, like, have they woken up still, Ray J? I mean, still to this day, black people are getting killed, especially through police brutality. And look how many before Black Lives Matters became an actual thing, an actual hashtag, like a real life, real serious matter that people paid attention to. How many black people died before George Floyd? So it's just like millions upon millions. So I don't know, but what can you say? So he says, and I was just thinking when he said that, I was just like, could you imagine how tough it is being the only black person, or a few of y'all in an entirely white school, hundreds of white students, and you can count the black students on one hand. Could you imagine what they go through, especially back then? I couldn't even be bothered. But it's easy for any of us to say, because of how things are today, it's easier for us to say what should have went on back then or how things should have gone. But if we were actually there in the heat of it, would we have a difference of opinion? Probably. Orion said there should have been more talk in detail. Jocelyn, she says that she's all for segregation. And she said that they should go back to segregation. And then Quay was like, in his confessional, he was just like, Jocelyn saying that did not sit well with me, because I wonder what Amber would have done. Why is Amber your only focus, Quay? I love Quay. I like Quay. I think Quay is fine. But Quay gets on my nerves with this whole protecting Amber. Amber don't need protection. She's bald-headed. She's from Philly. Amber's fine. My God. And then on top of everything, where that same protection would not if Amber was in this house by herself, she wouldn't give a damn. Like it doesn't matter if y'all are there or not. When are y'all gonna get it? Y'all are so many of y'all are so focused on Amber and Amber's well being, how Amber's doing. Do Amber actually give a damn about y'all? Have y'all asked that? Do Amber have y'all back the same way y'all got hers? Girl, please. But because of Amber and how she looks, she's protected. But she don't think so. And nobody wants to think that deep, but it is what it is. Because 1 minute you're upset and you're crying about things that you've gone through in your life, not taking away your experience. But the next minute you using your privilege the way that you've always done. So it's just like, girl, I mean, come on. Anyway, so we get to African American literature class, which is probably my favorite class, with the lady. What's her name? Dr. Trimble, I think. Professor Trimble. I like her. Anyway, so we started talking about poems. We started talking about the famous poet Langston Hughes, darling. And his poem called The Harlem Sweeties. We was talking about black women, uplifted black women. Great poem. Anyway, Orion read the poem and she asked what was he talking about. And he said, well, women, black women. And it was like, yeah. So this whole time Jocelyn is just yelling out stuff. She was just like, yes. Shouts out to the black women, and the black women they look cuter than the whitey whites and all that kind of stuff. Just yelling and saying all kind of stuff. And then she looked back at Amber. She was like, oh, we got somebody in here that's a little bit white. Amber got irritated and left. And Jocelyn, she has no tact, no coof, no etiquette, no, she just don't care. She is a true, from her heart, gutter snipe, and she loves it. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. So, Amber ended up coming back in. I don't know why I understand she was dressed as Eminem, and I understand Eminem comes from a certain era where clothes were more loose and baggy. But Amber, she couldn't even walk. And then she gonna walk up to Jocelyn at the end and try to hit her, and your pants and stuff falling off you, girl. You got to think. When you get ready to fight somebody, you got to think about your attire. It's just like, if you're not prepared to fight, then I don't know. Maybe she wasn't thinking about it. She didn't care. But girl, her pants was falling. She could barely walk. And Jocelyn is one of the strongest people I've ever seen on television. So sis. But anyway, let me see. So Amber ended up coming back in, like I said. Then Dr. Trimble, she started to ask about what's your racial mountain. Things that you've dealt with being black, or just anything that you've dealt with in your life that's a constant struggle and stuff for you. The constant thing to try to overcome. Ray J started talking about a company stuff and his business attire. Nothing deep. You have to talked about the angry black woman role, that's not her and who she is. So then Amber, she started to talk about how being mixed, being in white spaces, if she says something that's against their norm, then she's black. But if she, in black spaces, she don't really fit in either, because if she says something that's against their norm, she's white. And so she was just like, she just don't really, know what to say and how to fit in, though. So then Jocelyn, nobody asked her opinion. She chimed in. She was just like, but I feel like you black, though. Like, I look at you and I see a black woman. I feel like you black, though. And Amber was like, but I have a whole white father, sis. I don't know what you're, trying to say, and stop trying to label me. Jocelyn kept going on and on. She was just like, well, if you're going to check me, do something, I was like, oh, God. So they just kept going back and forth. And then she was just like, you know what your problem is, Jocelyn. You don't want to be black. You want to be a white girl. You want to be a white girl. So then Amber got upset, and then she hopped up and swung on Jocelyn, and then the camera went black. Oh, we at the university don't support violence. Da, 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 da. I respect that, and I understand that, and I appreciate that to a certain extent, but you can't hype up a whole fight, a whole season, and then don't show it. What is that? False advertisement or some kind of fakery? I forgot the name of it, but it's just like, come on now. So, unfortunately, some people will get rid of their BET Plus app and go straight back to the Zeus. So I tell you. Let me see. So it was just crazy. We have Ray J and Quay. They went with Amber, I think. And, they're all sad and upset. And Iman in New York are talking. And I think Orion, they was talking about, Amber's racial climb and things she's gone through and all that. And, I'm black. So, I'm not gonna take away anything from Amber's experience as a multiracial person. But it's just certain things that I see, that I've seen, that I have experienced as an outsider looking in. It just makes me go, people are interesting. We all tend to benefit when we want to, some kind of way. And, we're going to talk about it. Let me see. So we see Amber talking to a producer. She feels like she wants to have her own suspension. She wants to Amber. She wants to say, "Oh, well, I'm. This is going to be my." She feel like she can write her own punishment for what she did. And she gonna tell the people that, I think next week she gonna, that this is what I feel like should be my punishment and all that kind of stuff. It's just certain things she do. It's just be like, yeah, white. It'd be the audacity, the gall, it's more than just confidence. It's a sense of I have air or power or authority in a sense, and stuff that she don't even realize that she presenting and she's doing, and everybody just appeases her and stuff. But I do appreciate the fact that Amber has absorbed this college experience, and for the most part she is taking it seriously. She engages, she does her homework, and she does everything she's supposed to do in this kind of experience. And I do wish that other cast members took it more seriously. But she, for the most part, is taking it seriously. Even though she challenges every single thing and just mad annoying at times, she is trying and pretty smart. So, shouts out to Amber, Let me see. Parker, Amber, Quay talking. Amber, she has to leave the house, so does Jocelyn. Parker was just like, you don't tell a biracial person that they want to be white, and it's just so offensive and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, is that not some people's reality, Parker? Girl? Is that we have black people who want to be white. We have white people who want to be black. We have people with straight hair want curly hair. People with curly hair want straight hair. I mean, it's just not the realities of life. So, I mean, and you said that to say what, girl? And then Jocelyn ended up coming to the house. Amber had left, and Parker didn't want to see Jocelyn, and she was so offended by Jocelyn and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, Parker, go sit your scary ass down somewhere. I do like Parker. She's cute, though. But what Parker don't get is this whole colorism thing. Parker, you are a biracial woman, and Amber is a biracial, a multiracial woman, but you're, sis, Parker, you have less privileges than Amber. Yeah, y'all two are mixed, but you look more black than Amber. So Amber can do certain things that you can't. It's hierarchy. It's such a deep conversation. But Parker, you're visibly black. Amber's not. So you ride so hard for your sister Amber, and it's just like, girl, but do she even really give a damn about you? That's what is the people looking at what am I looking at that they don't see? I'm just like, child. Anyway, so they're both at their hotels, whatever. So Dr. Petty, she reads out the GPAs. Who has the highest GPA? I think who has the highest GPA is actually Parker with a 3.76. Who has the lowest GPA, which I was shocked about, is Quay, which is 2.78. Even Ray J got a higher grade than him, and Iman, two people who both left for a couple of days and came back. So Quay, I don't know what you're doing. You focus too much on Amber, or playing, or drinking, or I don't know what you're doing, Quay. But you need to pay more attention, sir. Because there's no way that you can't be the valedictorian. You got it in you. Us LGBT folks, Big Frida, you already know what Big Frida did last season. Big Frida was the valedictorian. Okay? So we gonna need our LGBT brothers and sisters to do that damn thing on this situation and keep this thing going. Now, Quay, you the only one LGBT there that we know of, and that you need to go ahead and be valedictorian. Now we gotta keep this thing going for us. It's Pride Month. Okay. So let me see. Iman, he was encouraging Quay. Iman's such a great person. He's such a good housemate. I like him. Let me see. So Ray J, he called Nene. Y'all know Ray J was on College Hill last season. He called Nene and told him that, he was doing well and stuff. And she just said, well, just keep up the good work and keep things going and get more focused. Because Ray J had a couple of C's. And she said, well, you can turn that around to A's. In which, if he focus, he can. They're all smart and, they're all good in this. It's just going to take some hard work, child, and dedication. Everything will come naturally to some people, especially those of us who have been out of school for years and years and years and years and years. I couldn't even tell you what 1 + 1 is half the time. But I got a calculator, So that was it. That was the end of the episode. My quick opinions on the whole Jocelyn and her going off. Was Jocelyn completely rude? Yes. Was it necessary what Jocelyn said? No. Does Jocelyn care? No. You're dealing with, at that point, I wish Amber, I know she wanted to defend herself, but I wish she just would have been quiet. Because you can't argue with a person like Jocelyn. She's a gutter snipe. Look at her fighting all online. I'm sure y'all have seen on Twitter, Jocelyn acting a fool, fighting big legs. She's a mess. She's ridiculous. However, did Jocelyn have some valid points and her opinions on Amber and how she felt? Yep. She did. We can talk about it in the comment section. I don't want this video to be too long. Got to go out to eat with my sister. With that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google+. Follow me at @ItsKingswell on Instagram and Twitter. At @ItsKingswell89 on Snapchat. Chess King on Facebook. MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.